We're battered! We are impacted! We're battered! We're ready to get up! We want to win! Light the fire of power that make us free! We never break down! We want to win! We are impacted! The best team!
Hello and welcome back to TNI-UK Impacted episode 150, coming to you live via the Total Nonstop Impact Network on YouTube and Twitch. I am your host, Bison, and today I am joined by, of course, the one and only Joeker. Hello, brother. How are you?
How are you? Oh my god, the microphone I'm using just in time.
It actually works. Amazing. I don't know what's going on there, mate. I think we're in for a good show today. We're in for a good show.
Oh, hopefully.
We're not 100% sure where Steve is, but hopefully he will tune in or join us as the show progresses. But at the moment, it's just the two of us, you lucky people. I'm just going to say, Melonhead is asked straight off the bat about no spoilers for Impact 1000. We don't do spoilers, fella. I'm sure you've been listening to the show for a while. We will not be talking about spoilers, but we will, of course, be talking about what we've got to come on tomorrow night's Impact Wrestling, like we do every week. So, and that is obviously discussing Impact 1000. So, I'll be honest with you, other than a couple of little bits with regards to like Gail Kim getting a little bit of an injury and whatnot. There's no results or anything like that.
So, no, I've not seen any match results. So I've got Tracy Brooks is going to be inducted to the Hall of Fame, and Gail Kim's injury, and the Team 3D are the only things that I've really seen about the whole event. So yes, it's good.
I didn't see that, by the way. Yeah, that's a spoiler. What you've just given there. The Tracy Brooks thing. That's just.
It was on Twitter. Frankie Kazarian and Tracy Brooks had put it on Twitter.
But Impact didn't.
No.
So it's a spoiler.
Oh, apologies, guys. Right.
I was totally unaware of that. You've ruined my day. Absolutely ruined my day now. In fact, I just want to go home. That's it. I'm done.
No, don't leave me up high and dry on my own.
I'm joking. All good. Right. Okay.
I'll never finish the whole show. I'll just be stuck on a loop for like almost an hour.
No, we'll be good. We'll be good. Don't worry.
Even with the script.
We've got lots to talk about, Joe. We've got lots to talk about with regards to the news rumors and, of course, the Impact recap of the week from the Go Home show into Victory Road, as we give that a review as well. So, Joe Hendry food fight with Jay Vidal. Don't forget, go and check that out. I have to say, he's I've actually interviewed Jay Vidal. So if you haven't seen that, go and check that out on the channel, because he's actually a really nice fella. And we had a good chat, and it's certainly worth going and checking that out. But food fight with Jay Vidal, definitely worth going and checking that out.
Especially if you're a fan of cheesecakes.
Especially if you're a fan of cheesecakes. So it's definitely worth going in there. So Gabriel Martinez is with us. Fantastic. Bonkers is with us. Mir is obviously with us. As always, glad to see you. Melonhead has joined us. So we've already got a few people in the chat joining us today, which is fantastic.
Barry Monkey, hello.
Barry's in the chat as well, coming in obviously from Twitch, I might add. So all looking good. Don't forget to say hello, guys, as you pop in. We do appreciate that. You guys make the show. Nothing to do with us. It's you guys. You make the show, 100%. Okay, Gail Kim, injury scare. We were literally just touched on that a second ago. Obviously, there was a slight incident at the Impact 1000 tapings. Gail's managed to, she suffered a mild concussion, basically, but she's okay. As far as we're aware, she managed to finish the match. no issues. She's fine. So nothing to worry about. But it was a bit of a scare at the time. But all good. We wish you the best, Gail. You are the GOAT.
Much love to Gail, Kim.
Yeah, she's going to be fine, mate. She actually took to Twitter and stated that, guys, I'm fine.
Yeah.
So all good. Of course, this past weekend at Victory Road, we also found out that Impact Hall of Fame 2023 will be Mike Tenay and Don West. I'm not even going to touch on the other thing because that's not been announced officially. This is fantastic stuff. As soon as they said this, I think the roof off the place went bananas. I think the Impact chat that I was in whilst watching the show, oh my god, that just went crazy. Everyone was going mad for it. So
You've got to be freaking kidding me! I had tears down my face. And the voices of the asylum, they much deserved.
Much deserved. I just wish they could have done it when Don was still alive.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm sure Mike's going to do a nice tribute and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure it'd be good. I mean, I don't know what happened, and so I'm not going to spoil anything. Nobody said anything, so I don't know whether Mike actually does anything at Impact 1000. I'd loved it if he'd have come on the commentary team because that would have been really cool, even if just for one night only. Do you know what I mean? I think that would have been really cool. However, did you notice on at Victory Road when it was announced that Mike Tenay and Don West were going into that Tom Hannafan got a bit teary.
Yeah,
he got a bit emotional.
Both of them were Matthew Raywolf and Tom Hannafan. They were stuck for words for
well, Tom Hannafan was trying to.
Yeah,
he was like proper emotional.
He was really speechless,
which is great.
Yeah, I think Tom Hannafan's absolutely incredible. He's so invested in everything.
Goes to show. Yeah, it just goes to show how much, Tom actually, first and foremost, was a bit of a fan of TNA back in the day. And, and actually, if you listen to the way Tom commentates, he's got a bit of the Mike Tenay about him. Yeah, definitely got a bit of Mike Tenay about him. So maybe he sort of kind of, did a little bit of research and all that kind of stuff. But he was proper upset. But can I just say a quick hello to Dead Punk Gage? Great to see you. Paul Matthewson's in the house. Norbert's joined us again this week. Apparently, I'm a selfish prick. Thanks, Mia. I appreciate that. Right. But yeah, you're right. Everyone. It looks like Barry was started in blubbering. But I honestly thought it was quite nice to see the emotion on Tom's face. I thought that was a nice little touch from him. He actually found it really difficult to sort of kind of like talk about it, which was quite cute, shall we say? That was quite cute. I'm interested in people's thoughts in the chat, especially and yourself, Joe. In your thoughts on the Impact post show with Tom and Matt talking about those guys. I think they're really good. I have to say, I really like them. What do you guys think about the post show with Tom and Matt on Impact? They're doing it on the specials, etc. What are your thoughts on it, Joe? Did you catch them?
I didn't catch it, no, but if it's still on their Impact Plus or anywhere like that, I'll try and catch up and find it because I'd like to know what they've got to say about the commentary team.
I just think they do a little recap of sort of kind of almost like the storylines and they take it through and they almost add in just like a little bit extra in there to make sure everyone is sort of kind of like down with what's going on, if that makes sense.
Or if anyone missed any fine detail, they'll probably pick that out for you.
Exactly. And I love it. I'm down with it. I watch every single one of them. So they do them after every Impact weekly show. They do it after every special, and they do it after the pay-per-views. So I think they're really good. I really like them. Sometimes they have a little guest. I think last week they had, not last week, but the week before possibly, or was it last week? They had Tommy Dreamer come on, which I thought was interesting. And what's Slowpoke? What's Greg say? He says he feels like this is one of those things that they will do for a minute then say it's too much of a time suck and stop doing it. They may do, but I think it gets quite a few views. And of course, you know how important it is to get those views up on YouTube and stuff like that. So I don't know. I mean, they may do, but they may not. I don't know. They didn't they do a post show during COVID and then abruptly stopped doing it. Yeah, they were doing some. What did they do? Didn't they do something with? I think it was like. Oh, it's bugging me now. The one that the guy that's just gone to AEW, the creative guy, Jimmy
Jacobs.
Jimmy Jacobs was doing it. He was doing it. Yeah.
Don Callis and Jimmy Jacobs, I think it was.
That's right. But they weren't doing it at the show. This was like they were almost going on. They were just going on sort of kind of like on Zoom or whatever it is. They were sort of kind of like just doing almost like what we're doing now kind of thing, really. Just like a Zoom thing and having a natter about the show and sort of, doing a, adding to the storylines. Don Callis just spent most of the time healing it up and talking about himself. Yeah, he generally talks about himself a lot. But no, I feel that this one is sort of like it's like just about 10 minutes long. They have just a chat about what we've just seen, their thoughts on stuff, where it's going. I quite like it. I quite like it, and I hope they keep doing it. I do. What's Dead Punk? Dead Punk is saying, I like Tom Rayroll. Rayroll in particular is really good in color. Just because of his past in-ring work, Tom has more of that Matt Striker vibe to him. With his knowledge of wrestling, TNA history, etc. But he's a bit more enthusiastic. That's the thing. I found Striker to be really boring. Hey Gibster, nice to see you, mate. Nice to see you. Barry saying, yeah, it's good to have sort of kind of these extras for subscribers and all that kind of stuff. I agree. All these little things, make the product better. It gives it something to make it feel a bit more special. That's what I think. And I'm down with it, guys. I am down with it. I want more of it. In fact, I think Tom and Matt should invite me on. I could definitely join them via Zoom. That wouldn't be a problem. In the corner, we can have Tom in there. We can stick me in the corner. I get me headphones on. We can have a good natter. I think it'd be really good. And there you go. Paul's down with me. He hated Striker, no enthusiasm. Yeah, no, I agree. He had nothing. There was nothing. And the great thing about Tom is he gets excited about everything.
Yeah, he gets so invested in everything. It's brilliant. And then Matthew Rayball's always he's such a great color commentator. He's so great at putting him down, or blanking out what he's saying. If Tom Hannifin's like correcting him or showing him something's going wrong, especially like the Rascals or Jenna Price or Joe Hendry, even that. But we'll talk about one of my favorite bits from Matthew Rayball later when we get to Bully Race match.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk about that in a second, definitely. Mir saying he's going to stick to the TNI review. That's great, buddy. But normally they go about half an hour, 45 minutes after the show. This is literally a 10-minute thing directly after the show's aired, so you could watch both if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Impact 1000, and it looks like it's going to be spread over 2 weeks. Apparently, Impact episode 1000 was too big for one night.
It would be.
Yeah, so it's going to be spread over 2 weeks, and next week it's going to be episode 1001, Impact 1001. This week, and this week apparently we're going to get a longer than normal 2-hour show. So it's going to be a little bit longer than normal as well. So I think that's really good.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. We're getting a little bit more, which is good. Something else I wanted to mention as well, guys. If you haven't seen this advertised yet, the Knockouts have done a back-to-school photo shoot. It's available now on ImpactWrestling.com in the news section. Go and check that out. There's a link to that. That's pretty cool. There's some this stuff that they've been doing recently, actually. These sort of like little knockout shoots. I don't know if this has got anything to do with Christy Hemme, but if you remember back in the TNA days, she used to do these all the time.
Yeah.
Like the Halloween special photo shoot and, for different occasions, Thanksgiving photo shoot, and stuff like that. I think this is sort of, I don't know whether, because I know that Christy is involved a little bit now backstage, so I'm interested to know whether this has got anything to do with her, or whether this is just maybe something to do with Jade, Jay Chung now, possibly.
Yeah.
Getting involved in this. I don't know, but go and check it out. Some great photos, really, really good stuff. Victory Road had a great crowd. They weren't far off capacity, I don't think. And apparently, Impact 1000 was a sellout. Fantastic stuff. It was a bigger venue, and they packed that bad boy out. So that's good news for the sort of kind of New York area as a whole. Shows that they can pull the numbers. So hopefully we're going to be going back there. What do you think of the venue, Joe? I quite liked it. What do you think?
I thought the venue was brilliant. I saw a couple of posts about that they needed a bit more lighting in the back to show the crowd off and that. I usually don't pay attention to that very much, but I could see the point, and I thought if you could emulate the crowd a bit more, yes, it would have looked a lot better. But for me, just hearing the roar of the crowd and focusing on the match was more than enough for me. It was so good. It was the only, because a couple of shots that were missed from the production side, which was a bit of a pain in the ass. When Trinity jumped off the table to Eddie Edwards, they got the wrong angle there.
Yeah, I think they did. Yeah, I think they did there. I think what's interesting though is that, when they go live, they do sometimes have a few issues with not quite getting things right.
Yeah.
When they go live, they just don't. I guess because they don't do it enough, they don't get used to it. They only really go live once a month, sometimes twice a month or whatever. But and they're used to being lucky enough to have the ability to be able to cut something together, so they could take the best shots and make sure that it's the best it could be, if that makes sense. But yeah, no, I thought the venue looked really good. I love the fact that they had the LED all the way yellow and the Victory Road logo and all that kind of stuff on there. It's a shame they couldn't have used that a little bit more during entrances and stuff. That would have added a little bit to it as well. But it was definitely very cool. The crowd looked really big. They looked well into it. So it looked really good. I thought they were a hot crowd. So I liked it. Yeah, I liked it. So BTI match last week was Ace Austin versus Jason Hotch, with Ace picking up the victory. I thought this was a pretty good match, actually. Jason Hotch is awesome. I got so much time for Jason. He is definitely an Impact star of the future. What were your thoughts on this, Joe?
Very good match. Ace Austin's one of these guys who's completely faultless, and Jason Hotch is showing he's up there with that level too. He is definitely probably one of the ones to watch for 2024. He is so impressive. I
think so. I think he's got a hell of a future with Impact Wrestling. And of course, they featured him a hell of a lot more than Jack Price. Yeah. Even though I'm quite high on Jack Price as well. I think if in 2024, if they can use him a little bit more, I think that would be really good. But this was a good match, and nice to see Ace getting a singles victory as well, I think.
Yeah.
In a great opening match, Deanna picks up the win over Subculture's Danny Luna. Now, I've got to say, mate, that I thought this was a fantastic match. And again, Danny Luna showing how good she is. And if we have picked her up, for a period of time as an Impact knockout, she's going to be fantastic. I just hope that they can sort out the visa issues that they've obviously got going on with the Subculture guys at the moment.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy this one? Because I thought this was fantastic.
I am the f***ing greatest.
I agree. What did you think? Joe, you've gone mute. What did you think, mate?
Yeah, the voice clip just played, which is why the microphone went mute. So it's like a 5 or 6 second delay from when I pressed it to when it plays.
Okay, fair enough.
Danny Luna was incredible, and Deanna Price was incredible, as you would expect. Danny Luna put off some bloody brilliant moves in this. So I love the multiple the three. She tried to go for the three amigos, and Deanna Price countering that onto the apron was really painful.
Yeah.
that Danny Luna put a hell of a performance in this match, and I hope she is signed. And I hope that, like you said, if there's any visa issues for Subculture, that can be sorted, and we can keep them around for 2024. Will be amazing.
I think that would be great. I think that would be absolutely fantastic. I know we're definitely going to get to see more of them when obviously Impact comes to the UK. So I think that's really, really cool as well. And just want to quickly say hello to Jamie Wiesner as well. Thanks for joining us, my friend. And there'll be no spoilers, I promise. You've got nothing to worry about. But, to answer Mir there. No, I've got absolutely no worries whatsoever that Perazzo is going to leave Impact Wrestling. I think she's going to do something similar to what Jordan Grace did. I think she's winding down a little bit. I think she's going to take a couple of months off and then come back as a big surprise. Or they'll do what they did with Jordan. She's back at so and so. And it'll turn out that she's already signed a contract like the month previous or something. And this was all part and parcel of it, having a little break, that kind of stuff. So, no, I've got absolutely no worries that Jordan Grace is going anywhere. Luna and Perazzo's styles really suited each other, according to Barry.
Yeah.
I think you're right. And I think that Danny's got like a bit of a power style. She's sort of shorter, stockier. She's got a bit of the Jordan Graces about her, to be fair. Like, when Jordan Grace first joined Impact, similar body type, before, obviously Jordan went super, super hench.
Juggernaut mode.
Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't surprise me, if maybe we get something similar happening with Danny. If she can get those visa issues and we get her over in the US more. I think this was a really good match. I'm really impressed with this match. I really enjoyed it. We then got a chilling message from Crazy Steve to Black Taurus. It seems that Crazy Steve just wants to basically, cut those ties to decay. He wants to just basically end it, finish it, and move on Well, guys, Black Taurus is not impressed with it, and he is ready to lay the smacketh downeth on Crazy Steve's ass. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but I'm liking this new character. I mean, it's taken a little while because again. You're not gonna. It's not this kind of thing doesn't just get over in 2 minutes. It's going to take a little bit of time because there's obviously a lot of complexity to this. Or is that complexity? There you go.
Complexity.
There's a lot of complexity to this new character-driven side of Crazy Steve and where this is going. So. I think there's a lot more to come. I love the new mask, by the way. I absolutely love it. I wish I could get one of those.
Steve he's set the whole thing up brilliantly so far. For me, it's like the dark side of Abyss that Rosemary brought out is finally coming out of Crazy Steve after such a long incubation period, and it's so good to see Crazy Steve get a rework on his character after such a long time. I honestly thought he'd be one of the guys to go at Feast of Fired, but now that's clearly not going to be happening with Crazy Steve being involved in such a heavy storyline.
Yeah, no, they're rebuilding him again. They're rebuilding his character. I'm there for it because I've always been a Crazy Steve fan. I think he's an amazing wrestler, fantastic talent, and he's a great character. He's a great, regardless of what he's doing, he's a fantastic character. So I'm there for the extra craziness, as Barry Monkey's putting it, of Crazy Steve, and of course Paul Mathewson. He's after a Joeya. Well, it's interesting you should say that. Joeya. It's interesting you say that because obviously Joeya makes her entrance with Yuya looking like he's had a little bit more practice at the actions, but to a huge pop from the crowd as well. I thought that was good to see as they take on Shira and Singh. after some to and fro. Yuya and Joe hit the one-hit wonder and Singh, obviously, to pick up the win. On Singh to pick up the win. Yeah, like I said, it just seemed to be a little bit more polished. The entrance seemed a bit more polished. The crowd were like up for it big time. I thought brilliant. I can only see that this is going to get more and more popular as time goes on. I'm a big fan of Joeya. I'm loving it. What about you?
I think the whole pairing was fantastic, and I love how quickly it's already caught on. You know, it's just something that nobody really expected. I don't think Joe Hendry expected it to catch on so quickly and so brilliantly. But like guys like Santino Marella and Matthew Raywell have done a brilliant job of putting it over every time as well, and it's just made the buzz and the whole excitement about it even more impactful than anyone thought it would be.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. Looks like Sammy loves Joeya too, by the looks of it, Mir saying. And Barry, interesting comment. He really likes Yuya's tiny silver shorts that leave little to the imagination. I don't need to know about your fantasies there, Barry. Thank you. But I understand where you're coming from. Subculture versus Sammy and Swan. Of course, with Sammy and Swan getting the win over Subculture.
That surprised me. That really is. But then I can see why they've lost now. But on the night, it's like
it's a shame. It is a shame because Subculture, obviously, we're both big fans. We're from the UK. We're big fans of Subculture. We want to see them be successful. But if they're not going to be there for every set of tapings, they can't be going over teams that are going to be at the tapings, right?
Yeah, so it just justifies it happening in the UK even more now. You know, Sammy Callahan and Rich Swan will get their shot, they'll fail, and then next to them will probably be Subculture or maybe Joe Hendry and Uemura, and then Subculture.
What about the most professional wrestling
I'm sure
gods?
They'll pick their spot. They'll be the ones to probably dethrone the Rascals.
I cannot wait to talk about them in a minute. I really can. So we've got the Rascals were on fire with heel promos. I love the way that they set up the Good Hands, who want the shot at the tag title to watch their backs versus Machine Guns later tonight.
Tom Elephant busting out about the whole of this situation.
He was.
Matthew Raywell just shut. No.
No, that was interesting. But I'm loving the Rascals right now. Rascals are one of my favorite things to watch on Impact Wrestling right now. I want more of the Rascals. I want Myron Reed joining the Rascals. I honestly want to see so much of the Rascals right now. I've been calling for the heel version of the Rascals in Impact Wrestling, and it's happening. I want to see them go even more heel, though. I want to start seeing some real nasty shit from them, because I think the heel Rascals is the future, and it's where it needs to be. I'm loving it. What about you?
Oh, they're definitely going to take a much more nastier turn come the start of next year. Definitely, or if they lose the belt before the end of the year, that's going to push them over the edge. But even Wentz and Trejo said that they would both. They're both after getting Myron Reed into Impact Wrestling too. So it's just picking the right time because they've got the whole production revamp going at the moment. So
they got to be careful though, because you don't want to lose. You don't want to lose out on a talent like Myron.
But I've no doubt Scott D'Amore and Chris Sabin have got their eyes on him as well. So. And Chris Sabin's one of the big talent scouts on the whole roster.
He is actually. Yeah, you're right on that one. But I just hope they pick him up sooner than later because I would hate to lose Myron Reed.
Me too.
Sign somewhere else because at the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned, he is part of the Rascals, and we need to see him on Impact Wrestling with his brothers. That's how I feel on it. We then get Leo Rush defeating Kevin Knight in a non-title banger of a match.
Incredible match.
After the match, Rush locks up Knight in the hoverboard, obviously sending a message to Kushida. Kushida was having none of that, and he comes out to the aid of Kevin Knight. Leo Rush, obviously Scarpers, as you would expect, holding his title high. But this actual match, it's going back to the match. Leo Rush, Kevin Knight, mate. You know, this was
Wow.
one of my favorite matches of the night. I loved it. I thought it was hard hitting. It showcased how good both these guys are in the ring.
Yeah, I wish we
Leo's
could get
got
the whole
great
match uncut,
character.
like we did with Moose and Knight. I wish we could get this whole match uncut onto Impact Plus or YouTube, because I would love to see what happened in between the breaks. Because Kevin Knight and Leo Rush, they pushed each other to the limit. It was so impressive to watch those two go at it. I could watch them go at it for an extra 10, 15 minutes, even an hour.
They were so good. I just love this match. One of my favorite. In fact, it probably was my favorite match of the night. I absolutely love this match. Fantastic match. I could not rate this highly enough. And it's interesting. Slowpoke says there, he's saying that he feels that Knight has taken the speedball spot in just having ridiculous TV matches week after week. Yeah, I mean, Kevin Knight is fantastic. I'll tell you, it's such a shame that he's not an Impact contracted talent right now. He's obviously on loan from New Japan, as it were. But fantastic talent, absolutely fantastic. Barry seems to think that the Rascals need to stop using tiny spray cans of paint, start hitting people with 5-liter tins of Dulux. I definitely down with that idea. That would certainly send him to the next level of heeldom. But they are absolutely they're smashing it at the moment. They really are. Okay, we had another great promo from Dirty Dango on Jake something. I think Dango and obviously Bravo have got a really interesting dynamic going here, and it's sort of kind of getting more fluid. It's getting better and better every week. I love these promos. I think, you'd never see anything like this from Dango, in the company up north. It's a completely different side to him, and he is proving that actually he's pretty damn good. He's a damn good professional wrestler. I'm down with it. I'm really down with it. The promos are blowing me away. What do you think?
The promos are fantastic. They're so in your face, and it's, the only thing I'm wondering now is what's happened to Bhupinder Gujjar, because he was targeting him for first, and he's just not done anything about it. So Jake Something's come and taken his place. So that's the only mystery, and the thing that's disappointing me about the whole thing is Bhupinder Gujjar seems to be gone.
Yeah. I think Dango's going to promo the shit out of anybody, though, to be fair. He just hates professional wrestling.
Oh, yeah, he hates professional wrestling. On the DM exclusive match this week, Dango and Bravo did a bloody brilliant promo. So,
yeah, I think those guys are coming into their own right now. Dango's doing a great job. I'm there for it. I think it's really good. And before he started this sort of kind of this Healy gimmick that he was doing, I was not so down with Dango, but I'm proper down with him right now. I'm liking it. Zach Bonifer has joined us. He's saying that the Rascals and the Outcasts in AEW need to stop with the spray cans. Well, if you're not down with the spray cans, you're not down with the spray cans. I'm down with the idea of 5-liter tubs of Dulux. We'll have to wait and see. But like I said, we then moved on to Trinity versus Alicia contract signing. Kind of goes a bit south.
a little bit, champagne, and then a blue thunderbomb
in faces. We had eyelashes going everywhere, and then we ended with Eddie Edwards putting Trinity through a table. We definitely escalated quite quick. This one,
I thought it was great.
I love it.
The way she shot Eddie Edwards down was brilliant. That just made Lish snap. The way she shot Eddie Edwards down for him trying to put Lish over as the face of the company and him as the face of the company. She shoots him down because of what he did with Donald Moore. That was just brilliantly done.
Trinity blasting him with some history. Yeah. I loved it. I love it. I think it's it's great to see that, because it just it's almost like, okay, so Trinity is aware of what was going on prior to her coming to Impact Wrestling,
Yeah.
which is fantastic, and I'm there for that too. I think that's really cool. But this definitely set up the match, and anybody that was doubting Alicia's commitment to this, I think we can safely say she's committed to this now. She's gonna take her shot. She's gonna run with it at Victory Road. She's gonna give it her all. I thought it was great. Eddie Edwards putting Trinity through a table. Come on, I'm there for that too. Trinity taking this kind of bumps that she would never have taken at up north, that's for sure. And she's doing it because she wants to be a great professional wrestler. She wants to prove how good she is in all aspects of the business, and I love it. I'm there for it. I really am. Bully Ray and Steve Macklin defeat PCO and Josh Alexander. Bully basically gets the pin on PCO, which is interesting. This match was okay. My third favorite match of the night, I think, or maybe even, I don't know, maybe my least favorite, to be fair, compared to the other matches of tonight. But it did what it needed to do. It forwarded the story. Bully gets one over on PCO, leading into Victory Road. Kept calling him Carl. It was what it was. I think that's what you said. It was a story forwarding match, and it did what it said on the tin. So there you go. That's where I am with that. What about you, Joe?
Yeah, I'm the same. I didn't really care so much about how good the match was. I was more invested in the whole story between Josh and Macklin and Bully Ray and PCO. That mattered more than whatever the result of the match would have been. And it was so great. Bully Ray's been ducking PCO the entire time, taking cheap shots whenever he can, and then he wins by taking a cheap shot, backing him in the balls, and then rolling him up.
Yeah. So it was what you would expect. I think the whole thing was kind of what you would expect from this kind of match.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's exactly what you were going to expect. Bully's always getting smashed in the balls. It's just what it is. Slowpoke saying that he's happy with Trinity at Impact. He still feels she got the title a little bit too soon. I don't know. She could maybe have gone about another 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month or so, I guess. But I'm down with it. I think she's doing a great job. And the more eyes are clearly coming to Impact Wrestling because of it.
Yeah.
So I'm cool with it. Right. We then get the countdown matches to Victory Road. So let's get cracking into that. So we had the countdown match. You've got Alan Angel's Open Challenge. And guys, listen, I forgot to mention. I've been getting into some of the corny stuff. I've been listening to Jim Cornette a little bit, doing his podcast. And as much as I don't, agree with quite a lot of the stuff that Corny does, some of the stuff he's right. He is right, and when he's right, he's right. And there's no shying away from it. However, one of the things I was listening to this week was Jim his take on an interview that Chris Van Vliet had with our favorite dirt sheet man, Dave Meltzer, and he was talking to him about his star ratings and how he comes to his decisions, and quite frankly, Jim was like, I still none the wiser. We had it was a 15-minute interview, and the majority of the time, this is what the question was this, and so much crap came out of Meltzer's mouth.
When doesn't crap come out of Meltzer's mouth?
Well, it was just so easy, mate. It was just so easy to basically rip the shit out of him. Yeah, there you go. That's what I think anyway. And Barry's right. Trinity definitely seems to have fully committed to Impact. Not wrestling half-heartedly while waiting to move on. She's proper doing her thing, and I agree. She's well into it. She's constantly retweeting Impact stuff. She's constantly telling her fans to come and watch her on Impact Wrestling, that she's happy, she's loving it. So I agree with that. She's 100% in. And that's the thing. This is the problem I had with people that would come in. That's why I liked Matt Cardona being there, because he picked up Impact the whole time. Got a massive fan base, picked up Impact the whole time. He's still big in Impact, and he's not even there. And he still bigs Impact up.
Yeah. It's
which
fantastic.
is amazing. And this is probably one of the issues that I have with the other knockout that had a big following that was signed to Impact Wrestling that I hated with a passion, because I thought she was the most horrific wrestler going, was that she had a massive fan. I'm not even going to say her name. I hate her so much, so everyone's going to know what I'm talking about, right? But she had like 2.5 million followers. But did you ever see her fucking promote Impact Wrestling on her social medias? No.
No,
she never did it. So
No.
why sign the bitch? That was what she was signing her for, because she had a massive following and you wanted people to come in and watch. Yeah, exactly. That's what we signed her for, but she never did it. So fuck her. And I'm glad she's gone back to where she came from and been fucked over again. When was the last time you saw that silly, lazy bitch? Anyway. Slowpoke to Neil Dashwood.
Yeah.
I still liked her though. Yeah, you liked her ass, mate. But anyway, right. So Alan Angels open challenge. So anyway, sorry. My whole point of the Meltzer thing was that the star rating thing. So I thought on this week's Victory Road review, I would give my star ratings of 1 to 5 for each match of the card. Right, so this is what that's how I'm gonna run this one. All right, guys. So I'll be interested to know that as we're going through, if you guys can leave your thoughts on the star rating for each match that we're going through as well. Okay, I'll be interested in Joe's too. So I want you guys to put in the chat your star rating for the matches that we're talking about, and we'll see if any of us agree. Right. So Alan Angel's open challenge. It was answered by pro wrestling veteran Guido Maritato. Is it Maritato? I don't know. I didn't even know him, to be honest, but apparently he's a veteran. Answers a challenge, and I have to say the match was all right. It wasn't like blow you away amazing or anything like that. Hence why I gave it 2.5 stars. But it was all right. I sort of I was a bit disappointed in the sense that I was hoping that this was going to be a really good match with some badass talent coming in.
Yeah.
Someone. There was a couple of people. Hey Anna, nice to see you. There was a couple of people calling him, answering the challenge or whatever on social media. I thought, this would be interesting. Could it be this guy from NWA, or is it going to be, or whatever? I was interested in who it was going to be, and it turned out to be someone I've never fucking heard of. But apparently, he's
someone who was in ECW. So that's
right.
And that's mainly the reason why he came. He was there to bump up the ECW crowd, fan base.
Okay, well, like I said, I thought he was okay, but 2.5 stars for me. What did you think on the match, Joe?
I say about the same. I know people had difficulties watching it on Fight, and when I watched the pre-show on Impact Plus, it cut off for me too. But on YouTube now, if you look for the Impact Wrestling, if you look for the pre-show for Victory Road, the match is there from start to finish in full on the pre-show. They've updated that and fixed it.
Yeah.
Because I've watched Victory Road at least 3 times over 3 days because the internet connection cut off on Saturday, so which was quite funny.
So you had a bit of a nightmare.
Oh no, yeah, but sorry, on Sunday, not Saturday, and so but I watched. So I've watched the pre-show up to the end of just before Tommy Dreamer's match. I've watched that about 3 times.
Yeah. But what would you star this match, Joe? This is the important thing. What would you star this match?
I'd say about 2.5, 3 stars as well. Alan Angels is amazing, and you got to see how good he was and how amazing he was, which really was the thing that carried the whole match. Because I didn't have a clue who he was facing because I've not seen that far back in ECW. I never watched ECW because I just couldn't find it. But it's just a shame. I was hoping we would have seen someone a bit more closer to TNA's past, because we had Impact 1000. Even if EC3 had come back, that would have been good.
Well, it could have been someone like Amazing Red or someone.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like Alan Angels is you would class Alan Angels as more of a high flyer type sort of X Division style. It would have been cool to have someone come in of that ilk, and we could have had like a high octane, start to the.
But saying, Homicide would have been one that I would like to see as well.
Yeah, that would have been awesome, man. That would have been hard hitting, that's for sure. But yeah, that would have been an interesting one as well.
Even if Hernandez had come back, that would have been incredible. Seeing Super Max Hernandez versus Alan Angels.
Pouncing Alan Angels around. Anyway, Barry's saying you need to stop using McDonald's Wi-Fi, Joe.
Okay.
There you go. Mio Nelson apparently doesn't do match ratings like Seltzer does. No, well, that's fine, mate. I'm down with it. I'm just having a bit of fun with it, and if you want to slap a rating in, I'm down with that. Barry Monkey thinks that that match was a 3-star match. I think you're being generous, but I'm going to go 2.5 stars on that one. But it certainly could have been a hell of a lot better, I think. But we then get footage of Bully Ray basically knocking over PCO in the car park. Unbelievable. That's unbelievable. I don't know what to say. But yeah, that was that. But we then get, for the second match, we get ABC versus what is slowly becoming one of my favorites now, my favorite tag teams, the most professional wrestling gods, in their matching gear and a new logo. For this reason, I'm giving this match 3.5 stars. Bay picks up the win for ABC by, the most devastating mood in wrestling, the roll up on Myers. But leading to that was, I thought, a damn good match. It was a pretty good match. It kept me entertained pretty much the whole time. I'm definitely down with the most professional wrestling gods. I think that there's a lot of potential in this team. What do you think?
The match was incredible, and Moose and Myers once again showing just how bloody good they are together, and that this wasn't just some random idea from management. Let's put you guys together and see what happens. Moose and Myers were invested in this idea from day one, and it was so hard hitting from both sides. The amount of punishment Ace Austin can take is incredible. He took a hell of a battering again from Moose and Myers in this match. Honestly, it was one of my favorite matches of the entire night. I give it a 4.5 for me.
Wow!
Even though it might have ended with a run, but Bay and Austin were so beaten up. Them hitting the art of finesse and the 1-2, go for the 1-2 sweep on Moose would have been impossible. And
I agree.
Brian Myers had already outsmarted it.
It was I enjoyed this match. It was fun.
Yeah,
it's a fun match, and like I said, I'm becoming a fan of the most professional wrestling gods. I'm down with it. I've already got the t-shirt in the cart, so ready to buy. So look out for that one being worn on the show. I'm looking forward to that one. Now Paul Matthewson's going with 3 stars for this one, which is interesting. Barry's going with 3 stars also. I find this one strange considering you gave 3 stars to the first one, Barry. This was definitely a better match than the first one. So I would think it at least deserves an extra 0.5 point on there, buddy. But it's up to you. It's up to you, of course. But that is interesting. So we then head into Victory Road. We get the kickoff with the promo package into Victory Road, which I thought was really good. As always, face the facts, the promo packages are always great, right?
Fantastic. They really set everything up and make you, wow, this is going to be fucking good.
Yeah, exactly. they set everything up. I'm down with all of that. I love the promo packages. I miss Barry. Is it Barry Scott? I miss Barry Scott's voice.
Yeah,
Doing those sort of things. But I think it was really good. So we kicked the night off. We kicked Victory Road off with the X Division Championship match. Leo Rush versus Kushida. Now, we've already talked about how good Kushida is. We've already talked about Leo Rush match on the Go Home show, which was really good, versus Kevin Knight. And, let's take nothing away. Kevin Knight is great, but your opponent has to be good too. Otherwise, you're not going to put on a good match, right? So Leo Rush is also great. So X Division title match. I'm giving this 4 motherfucking stars. I'm giving this 4 motherfucking stars. This was a great match. I thought it was high octane match. Some great wrestling on the mat as well. Some great holds and all sorts of stuff like that. But in the end, Rush hits the final arrow to pick up the win and retain his title over Kushida. But boy, this was a great match. Am I right?
It was amazing. Leo and Kushida really almost went to Alex Shelley mode and tried to go for underhanded tactics in some points. He tried to do a figure for armbar on the across the turnbuckle and the apron, and things like that. And they got the hoverboard lock in with Leo Rush still stuck on the ropes and things like that. Was just brilliant to see Kushida going that extra mile, but still coming up short. So the way I can see Leo Rush going for option C now, but before Chris Sabin gets a chance to call his rematch, or Leo Rush is going to try and call option C, and Chris Sabin says no, I'm going to go for the title first.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see.
And Leo Rush, being the arrogant guy that he is, will say, yeah, fair enough, I can beat you again. But I'd be more surprised if Leo Rush goes for option C and we get a triple threat at Bound for Glory.
Possibly, but he's got to hold that title. He's got to hold the title first. And we know that tomorrow night on Impact, Chris Sabin faces Leo Rush for the X Division title. So no spoilers, but we'll have to wait and see, won't we? Listen, let's go through the chat. Stars, give me a star.
Stars, I give this match a 4.5 out of 5. It was a bloody good match. Once again, another amazing opener. Impact Wrestling, they always kick off the pay-per-views with some fucking brilliant matches, and this was
high
amazing.
Octane badass match, really good stuff. So what we've got Barry is going with 4 stars on this one. We got the X Division match was awesome by Paul Matthewson. He's giving it a 4.5 for him. What we got here, Anna's glad that Rush win means he stays for a while longer. Totally agree with that. Great to see Courtney in the house, and obviously Anna's here.
Hello.
Let's get these star ratings coming, guys. Come on. I want to talk about that. So backstage, PCO raises from the dead. We get a reanimation, of course,
Santino.
of PCO.
He's not human.
He's not human. I thought it was cool that nurse that was stood next to Dr. Ross.
Yeah.
I thought that was fucking brilliant. That was hilarious. Anyway, so we then get the Knockouts World Tag Team Title match. Now, this match I'm giving 3.5 stars. I'm going 3.5 stars for this one. We had MK Ultra versus the Shorterage, obviously Shaw and Evans. Now, I felt that after a really good match, Evans accidentally takes out Shaw and Kelly takes out Jay Vidal ringside. Masha hits Shaw with the snowplow to pick up the win and retain the titles. I thought this was a good match, but I didn't think it was an exceptional match. It certainly wasn't as good as the match prior, which is why I've knocked half a star off this. I think if the match before wasn't quite as good, I might have sneaked in a 4 on this one, but I'm going to go 3.5 stars on this one. It was a good match, but it could have been better. That's my thoughts on this one. Let me know in the chat what you think. What do you think, Joe?
I have to agree. It could have been a lot better. But for what we got some amazing show of moves from Giselle Shaw, especially, and Killer Kelly took on a hell of a lot of punishment in this match.
She got a battering at one point.
Yeah. So we got to see a lot of little helpful insights from Jay Vidal, which Matthew Wayward had no problem with, and Tom Hannafin was going ape shit over. Which was
He was.
that was
I thought the commentary team sold this really well.
yeah, but it's just so good to see MK Ultra. You know, Killer Kelly's got that evil, sinister smile. It's like Decay meets the Beautiful People with MK Ultra, and I give this match 3.5 too. If there was more of a story to it, I would give it a lot higher. But
Okay.
it was sort of cut and paste. We know where it was going to go, type thing.
So
But
you're going 4.
3.5, yeah.
3.5. Okay, so you're similar to me. So 3.5
Yeah.
for me, 3.5 for you. And I like that. The Beautiful People meets Decay. That's MK Ultra. You're right, because they are gorgeous girls. Both of them are
Very.
gorgeous girls, but they've
Yes.
got like that badassness about them, which we like, that evil streak. I like it. So let's have a look in the chat then. So we've got Barry saying 2 stars. He's got some good wrestlers in it, but he found it a little bit boring. Anna's like, I wish it was longer.
Yeah.
Dink's not giving me a star value on that though, Anna, are you? But you wish it was longer. Paul Mathewson, he's saying that was my favorite Knockouts tag team since the Beautiful People. Interesting. I guess you might like that reference we just made then, with regards to the Beautiful People meet Decay. And you're going with 3.5 stars. So we're thinking along the same sort of lines. Courtney loves the Beautiful People, which is good. Norbert's going on about something we're not even talking about right now.
That's a match that was announced earlier. For they were getting Tanahashi and Ishii and Okada versus the Motor City Machine Guns and Joyce Alexander for in New Japan.
I saw that
in the 6-man tag team match.
To be honest, I meant to put that in the things earlier, but I completely forgot.
That news broke about half an hour before the show started, so I'd already got the script for everything, so I didn't have time to update it or anything either. But wow, that's going to be bloody incredible.
Yeah, that's going to be amazing. Definitely.
I think it's the first time Josh has been to Japan as well, so that's going to be.
Is it really?
Yeah,
I'd love to see Impact do a show over there again. Yeah, like they did with they did it. What I think they did it. When did they do it? It was 2016ish, I think, maybe.
2016. Yeah, it was about
maybe
2015, 2016.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, quite a long time ago.
Quite a long time ago, but it was a good show. It was packed. The place was packed. So I think I'd like to see Impact do another one, maybe with all the, the New Japan crossovers.
Yeah, well, they can get they can get Will Ospreay there too.
Yeah, exactly. Anywhere Will Ospreay's going, I'm down for that. We then go backstage, and we get Bully Ray blindsiding PCO with a steel chair again. So he's trying absolutely everything he possibly can to make sure PCO doesn't turn up. But there you go. Anna says she can skip the 6-man. She hates the Japanese matches. Fair enough. But there you go. Guys, focus on what we're talking about. Give me some star ratings. We then move on. We then got the Crazy Steve versus Black Taurus.
So good.
I've given this one 3 stars. And I'll tell you why. And I'm gonna tell you why now. So after Crazy Steve changed of character, becoming more and more crazy, he wants to finish the unholy alliance between him and Black Taurus, of course, Decay. Norbert is similar to, he's like 2 stars. I nearly gave this one 2.5 stars. All right, and like I said, I'll tell you for why in a minute. The matchup started really well, really fast. I thought, oh, here we go. We're going to get some badass shit now. This is going to be great. But then it slowed down really all of a sudden. And it almost, for me, kind of lost its way a little bit. I understand that they were doing some story stuff, but it just sort of kind of slowed down so much that it almost ground to a halt. And it was more to do with the fact that they started off so fast that the tempo change was almost like a flip of the coin. It took me by surprise, and I literally just went out of the match, basically. I literally went out of the match. Now, eventually it picked back up again, and we then had some real hard-hitting moves. But it was, of course, Crazy Steve who hits the Belladonna Kiss to get the victory. Now, as I said, I was teetering on 2.5 to 3 stars. I went 3 stars, and because I love this new character change, and I'm there for it, and I want to see where it goes. I quite like the way that Crazy Steve was sort of kind of like, milling over the top of Tarus at the end after beating him as well. Like that kind of crazy shit. So, 2.5, 3 stars. I'm going to go 3 because I like Crazy Steve. And I know it's really weird because your opinion on this match is completely different to mine, I think.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved the storytelling. I loved the explosive. I expected Crazy Steve to be the one to go out to start off all guns blazing. When Black Therese leveled him at the start, I was thinking, oh my god, this is going to be amazing. And I was just so engrossed in Crazy Steve's character and how he's changed his character. I just loved this match from start to finish. Both times I managed to watch it. It's just such an. I'm still like blown away by the whole character change for Crazy Steve in general. So I was so engrossed in this match just on that alone.
Yeah.
And the move, then them going blow for blow with like spinning elbows and all that and chops was just amazing too. And Crazy Steve taking such sheet and the crucifix bomb that Crazy Steve hit on Black Therese. That was one of the best counters to the Samoan drop I've ever seen anyone do. Unless they flip it into like a Hurricane Rana, but I've never seen anyone counter it into a crucifix bomb. That was just incredible. And then the way Crazy Steve plays on Torres's emotions and brings out the man inside the monster that nobody thought was there. It just shows that since Rosemary's gone, Decay's lost its way.
Completely. Yeah, Decay's done.
But that's what Crazy Steve was. One of the reasons why Crazy Steve has snapped is because Rosemary's abandoned him, and because everything she's created is gone.
Yeah, it's all been abandoned. He feels abandoned, and I get it. But there's the tie. It's been broken.
I give it a 4 stars. I love this match. It was one of my favorites of the night.
Okay, so let's see where Crazy Steve goes from here in his craziness. Let's have a look in the chat. So we've got Norbert gives this match 2 stars. I can see where you're coming from. Courtney a 3, so she's similar to me. Anna thought this was a 3.5. Paul Matthewson was 2.5. Barry Monkey's going 3 stars. Anna loves the storytelling. See, she's along similar lines to you, bud. I love the storytelling stuff as well. I just felt that the pace of the match was really odd because it sort of kind of was blistering and then it just went to nothing.
Oh yeah, the pace. I can see where the pace is off, but I was just so engrossed in how the characters have changed and everything. And I was just wondering what's coming next. I was still so hyped up from what happened before.
Yeah,
the change of pace hadn't clicked with me.
Definitely, it was definitely a little bit disappointing for me. So we then move on, and we've got the DMC title versus career match. Tommy Dreamer versus Kenny King. Okay, now we all know I don't want to see Tommy Dreamer in the ring. I'm not going to go harsh on this one. I've given it a 3 stars. Okay, and I'm going to tell you why. This was actually a fun match. Right?
Yeah,
and for me, other than Trinity, was the most over match of the night with the crowd, including Dreamer's daughters in the audience ringside. Now, the reason I'm giving it the 3 stars is because the crowd was so into it. They were nuts for this match, right? And I understand why Impact would do this match in New York and in his home state. I kind of get it. In the first place he ever saw wrestling and the first place he ever wrestled, and all that kind of stuff. I get it. Right, and that you could see the crowd going absolutely insane for it. Right, Slowpoke saying I'm going soft. Okay, he's going 2 stars. But for me, that's why I went 3 stars. I think if I was just to ignore the buzz and the crowd
the
going nuts.
the backstory to everything.
Yeah, I would have given it a 2-star. It was a 2-star match at best. At best, it was a 2-star match, right? So, the bit that absolutely ruined it for me, really, was the fact that Dreamer defeated Kenny King to become the new DMC champion. So, I enjoyed the match. I enjoyed the whole nostalgia value to it, the crowd's reaction, all that kind of stuff. But I hated the result of this match because I desperately want this man to retire from in ring. He needs to stop. He needs to stop because if it wasn't for the nostalgia value, if it wasn't for the crowd reaction, this match was awful. Basically, that's all I'm saying. This match was awful. Other than the things that I've just talked about. So I don't know. What are your thoughts? I can see that people are not quite as impressed. I mean, we've got Barry Monkey giving it 2.5 stars. Paul Matheson's giving it 3. Mir's saying I'm a Dreamer fan. I was back when he was good, but not the Dreamer we see today.
It was a 3-star match for me too. I really did think this was it for Tommy Dreamer. I really did think I didn't pay much attention to the backstory in that because but I thought that this would be where we say goodbye to Tommy Dreamer, and it would also have been a fitting place for him to end his career.
Yeah,
because the match itself was good, and one thing I did like is that we didn't get Dreamer using weapons all the time. It was so we got to see Tommy actually try and really put some effort in and try and outsmart Kenny King, which is a pretty hard thing to do. And Kenny King basically failed because he got too cocky. I'm disappointed Kenny King lost the title so soon. But Tommy Dreamer is defending the belt everywhere he's gone. He's defended it twice already.
Yeah, but he's going to back fucking street 2 people watching it matches. To me, that doesn't elevate anything.
No,
that's
I can see this belt being the beginning of the end for Tommy Dreamer, though. I think once he loses this title, he has done everything he needs to do for in himself for pro wrestling. And the way that we got Heath involved in the match to take out Kenny King too. So I'm surprised Tommy didn't say anything to Heath about that yet, or hasn't said anything to Heath about that because he didn't beat him on his own. He beat him with the help of Heath, who tried to stop Dreamer from even doing the match.
That's true, actually. That is true, to be fair. And I think maybe what Heath is after a title match, I should imagine.
Yeah, I think Heath will win it next. Or
he's
Kevin.
He's probably thinking to himself, you know what, I could beat Dreamer. I might struggle against Kenny.
Yeah.
So, fair dues. We're all good with it.
Or Kevin Knight might be the one to beat Dreamer as well. But or Crazy Steve was the one I thought might be the one to retire Dreamer. I messaged you after that. I watched the match that I think Crazy Steve would be the one to retire Dreamer.
I just want to address Anna at this moment. I do not hate Tommy Dreamer. Okay?
Yeah,
I don't hate Tommy Dreamer. I think he's a great guy. He's awesome for the business. He's awesome for Impact Wrestling. I just don't want to see him in the ring anymore. That's it. It's not about hating him. I just don't want to see him in the ring anymore. That's not where he's best suited anymore. And to be fair,
it was a shock to me that he won because I do think this would be where we say goodbye, and I was, really sad to know that it was like I was watching this with emotions ready to burst out crying if he loses, but I cheered when he won the match, and then I thought it was bittersweet because Dreamer stays, but Kenny King falls. And
Craig's got to feel it. Crazy Steve needs to basically will blind Dreamer, and then he'll have to retire because he can't see. That's great.
Yeah, Gary's got a good one too.
Oh, Gary's in. There you go.
Bhupinder Gusha beats him. That would be another one. That would be really good. It'd be like student and teacher passing the torch. That would be something good too because Bhupinder Gusha needs that push. And Dreamer's the guy to give him that push. That would be fantastic. If it goes that way, I'd be happy for that, and I'd be all for it because Kenny King can then rip into Gusha like he has been doing in the past as well.
Kenny King ain't going to rest on his laurels, that's for sure.
Yeah,
he's not done. He's not done. Okay, so I've had enough about talking about Tommy Dreamer. So that's all
It's
good.
cut.
Return of Jordan Grace. The return of Jordan Grace, man. Deanna Prazo versus Jordan Grace in the return. I'm going to go 4.5 stars. I thought this was another awesome matchup between two amazing knockouts. Absolutely amazing. After 5 attempts, Grace finally defeats Deanna Prazo after she connects with the Juggernaut driver, which I think they've only just started calling it that, to get the 1-2-3. I honestly felt that this was one of my favorite matches of the night. I really love this match. I love Jordan Grace. I love Deanna Prazo. Two absolutely outstanding knockouts. In fact, probably two of the best knockouts the knockouts roster has ever seen. These two are fantastic. What do you think, Joe?
5-star match for me. Jordan Grace and Deanna Prazo stole the whole show. This was fucking brilliant. So good to see Jordan Grace back again, and she's now rebranded herself as the Juggernaut. So she's she's like got everything revamped, and she looks like an absolute dominant powerhouse, even more than she did before she left. And we talked about Deanna Prazo earlier about where she's going. I think now we'll see Deanna Prazo go on the losing streak for a couple of months, and come December, she'll have already signed a new contract, and she'll take the first couple of months off to rebuild herself and like Jordan Grace has done.
Come back and smash it.
Yeah, come back with a much more technical, much more rebuilt version of Deanna Prazo. You know, all eyes are going to be on the Virtuosa in 2024. But this match was incredible. We got to see some amazing offense from Deanna Prazo that we'd never seen before. That modified Tombstone power driver, that was incredible.
Yeah,
and they had to push each other to the limits again before one of them fell. It's like when Deanna Prazo beat Jordan Grace at Under Siege, I think it was, or earlier this year.
Yeah.
You know, they pushed each other right to a breaking point, and Deanna Prazo had to do the Queen's Gambit off the turnbuckle just to get the win then. And Jordan Grace just came back and proved that she had a bit more of a tank this time. And Deanna Prazo has been wrestling and headlining almost every single week and every single pay-per-view this year. So she's burnt out basically.
Yeah, she's been amazing. She has been amazing. It doesn't matter whether she wins or loses. She is an incredible talent. She gets showcased. She's going to put on great match. Stick her in a main event. She's going to smash it. And she does every time. And they know she's going to knock it out of the park. They know Jordan Grace is going to knock it out of the park. We've got an amazing match. We've got Anna saying it's her match of the night. She's giving it 4 stars. We've got Paul giving Mathis Yusun giving it 4 stars. Grace Prazo, Gail, versus Awesome Kong. You're right. It could be.
Yeah, it's a rivalry that I don't want to see end. Like Eddie Edwards and Sami Callihan, I welcome that back at any time.
Yeah,
but this is like the modern day Jordan Grace versus Awesome Kong versus Gail Kim, or Gail Kim versus Taryn Terrell.
I totally agree. Brilliant. I love this. Love this match. 4 stars for Prazo versus Grace. Easily best women's match of the night from Barry.
Yeah.
I agree. Great match. One of my favorites, if not the favorite of the night. Okay. We then head over to the Anything Goes match, which Bully Ray versus PCO. Obviously, Bully Ray's been trying to take PCO out all night, but PCO does manage it. And after lots of crazy spots, including loads of tables, PCO finally whips Bully Ray into a table in the corner of the ring to get the victory. Fun match as always when Bully Ray and PCO are involved. PCO over as shit as always, and Bully Ray, the heat magnet. Like you say, it was a crazy ass match. I'm giving it 3.5 stars because it was enjoyable. And I am a big PCO fan. I love the fact that he reanimated himself earlier in the night. The build to this I thought was really good. It was a lot of fun. So I'm going 3.5 stars because I was into it. It mainly because of PCO. I think. What do you think on this one?
Oh, 4-star match for me. I loved it. I loved the way it kicked off with PCO going through every single table, or almost every single table. That was so So good, so good. Just classic way you'd think Bully Ray would start the match is to get someone to go over to PCO threw himself through the first one because Bully Ray did a Samoa Joe, get out of the way or just walk away as if nothing's happening.
Yeah.
And that was so good. But the biggest highlight for me was the cheese grater to the balls.
Yes.
My
balls!
Tom Hannafin's like, but Bully Ray's busted open. And Matthew Real just goes, where? That made me spit out my tea all over my computer. Matthew Real, would you owe me a cup of tea?
He owes you a computer. Having said that, though, your computer seems to have improved since you spat tea over it. So,
this is the laptop, and we moved it a bit further away from the window, so it's a bit more closer to the rotor. So, hopefully that works better. Small difference in positions helped.
Okay. So it was a good match. You know, it was a good fun match. It's interesting.
Nice and violent.
It's interesting the differences of opinion, Caesar. What are you giving it star-wise? 5?
I gave it 4. It was nice, decent, and it didn't go on for too long as well. It was a good pace. You got to
let's have a look. Let's have a look what everyone says. Let's have a look. I'm assuming the 4-star thing bonkers was for Grace and Perazzo. But anyway, Norbert gave this match 2 stars. Hello, Terence, by the way. Nice to see you. Paul's giving it 3 stars. Barry seems to be on the same line as you. He's giving it 5 stars. 2 veterans putting on a match of the night. I'm not sure it was a match of the night, but if you liked it, then great. Bonkers is going 4 stars for this one. 3 stars from Anna because Bully did sell it all well. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
To be fair. We've got a few times PCO was struggling to stop himself laughing at the match. I think he probably was, especially at the "my balls" comment, as always. It's interesting actually how we've got people going from 2 stars to 5 stars on this one. I guess it's all retrospective, isn't it? Because when you have a match of this type, it's not really a pure wrestling match.
Yeah.
And they're using furniture, they're using cheese graters, and they're just basically using chairs and whatever there is that they could use, they're using, right? And it was I don't know, from a spectator point of view, it was a fun match. It was a fun match, and I enjoyed it. And of course, Anna actually said something nice about Willie, which he doesn't do, and I do need to recognise that. But we then head backstage, and we've got Gia Miller interviews 2 Impact originals, Scott D'Amore and Eric Young, ahead of Impact's historic 1,000th episode this Thursday on Access TV. Young says that it will be an honour to compete on that show, and we end with a fantastic. An impression of himself from Team Canada with Scott D'Amore at the end, and even Eric Young had a smile on his face when Scott did it. So I thought it was a really cool promo, and it's a nice way to sort of kind of just sort of kind of set up what was coming.
Yeah.
So it was quite cool with that. Can I just say a good afternoon to Kevin? Thanks for joining us, buddy. Really appreciate it. And what's this? I watched wrestling for a laugh. It put a smile on my face. Fair enough, Barry. I'm cool with that. World Tag Team Championship match. The Rascals versus the Motor City Machine Guns. As expected, this match delivered on all fronts. Great in-ring action, storytelling all the way.
Amazing match.
And after some interference from the Good Hands and, of course, a can of spray paint, the Rascals steal the win to retain the tag titles. I'm giving this match 4 stars. Because I love the Motor City Machine Guns, and I'm all for the current Rascals. 4 stars, baby. This was a good match. What do you think?
Yeah, 4.5 maybe from me. I thought this match was just once again, you got to see the Rascals push to the limit and then some, and they pulled it. Then we got to see great double team moves from both teams, as we could expect. A bit of everything from everybody. Just
high good octane,
very high. Yeah, that's the term I'm looking for. But very, very high octane offense from both of them. Really, really good to and fro throughout the match. It was one of these things that you blink and you miss something. It was so hard to not drag your attention away from this match. It was so good. I loved it from top to bottom.
Yeah.
The spray paint at the end was pretty blatantly going to come. That was the only downer for me. I want to if the match is going to end.
Yeah, but that's his thing at the moment. That's his
yeah.
thing.
It's at some point they've got to end it with an actual double team finishing move.
I think they need to end it with a can of 5-liter Dulux.
Or get a tin of Dulux and just twat someone over the head. Well, they're coming when they come to the UK. I'm sure they can find some of that under the ring.
I'm taking some. Some.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, Trey, use this. Use this. Kind of like, lime green.
Nice,
lime green Dulux. Yeah, 5 liter. This is what you need.
Green.
Got to be green. Got to be green. But there you go. So Bonkers is giving this one 3.5. Just to spare and Hunt interfere not needed. Yeah, that's true. 4 stars from Anna. Possible match of the night for her. 4 stars from Barry. Eve is loving this one. So yeah, I think this one, tag team wrestling at the moment on Impact is there isn't anywhere better, if you ask me.
Yeah,
I think
even
the tag team stuff going on in Impact at the moment.
Tom Hannaford and Matthew Raybould have been putting over the tag division on commentary. They've been saying that right now the division is on fire.
Yeah,
and at the start of the year there was almost nobody there in terms of real concrete teams and that. Nobody really thought there was anyone there, or the division was big enough. And now it's it's just as stacked as the Knockouts division is.
It's just as stacked as anything. It's great.
Yeah.
Norbert's giving this 3.5 stars. And Bonkers is saying the spray is not needed. I agree. I don't think we need the spray anymore. We need 3.5. We need 5-liter tins of Dulux. We've already discussed it. But great match. Great match. We then get the Knockouts World Title match, which was Trinity versus Alicia Edwards. It's Alicia's time; she's getting her spot finally. But here we go. Alicia Edwards gave it a good account of herself in this match. We had interference from Eddie Edwards. Edwards was about to put Trinity through a table. Kaz and wife Impact Knockout legend Tracy Brooks runs down the ramp to make the save. Trinity then jumps off the top turnbuckle onto Eddie Edwards on a table. Alicia hits Trinity with Kendra the kendo stick while the ref was distracted, but it was just not enough to keep Trinity down. Then she hits the full Nelson slam to get the win. Obviously, Trinity retains, which we were, of course, expecting. But I thought this was a fun match. I'm giving it 3.5 stars. It wasn't Trinity versus Deanna Purrazzo. It wasn't Trinity versus who was it she had last? I can't remember now, like Giselle Shaw or anything like that. But it was a good match. It was a good solid 3.5 stars. What do you think, Joe?
It was a 4-star match for me. Big fan of both of them. Alicia Edwards has deserved this a lot more than people are going to giving her credit for. She's been with the company even longer than Courtney Rush has. She's been with she's been with them wrestling longer than I thought she was. And so, she's had title matches before. Like she's had one against Taya Valkyrie and one against Tessa Blanchard, but they were like 5-minute squash matches. Just to put them. This is the first match she had where she got a really good.
I know what I wanted to mention was the whole throwing of the glow sticks into the ring at the beginning as well. That was really cool. Yeah.
Alicia was really her character development this year has been incredible, and she's really, really and she also brought out a different side of Trinity as well. Trinity wasn't never that cocky around Deanna Purrazzo or anybody else, but she was really cocky in your face with Eddie Edwards the entire time. She tried to kick him across the face a few times when he's on the apron trying to grab her legs, and things like that. And Alicia Edwards did a great job in creating heat between Matthew Raybould and Tom Hannaford as well. So everyone was against each other in this match, and it slowed right down when Eddie Edwards got to the point with Eddie on the table. But we got to see the twerk from Trinity splash through the table. That was really, really, really good fun. It was a good fun match.
And as I said before, when it comes to the matches and stuff, what Trinity's doing now in Impact, you wouldn't have seen her doing anywhere else. She's getting to do stuff she probably wouldn't ever do.
Or
anywhere.
if she had done that in WWE, then the fans would have been shitting all over her, and a lot more than they still are now. The ones who aren't true fans who are just attacking because she's on Impact Wrestling. But even the fans of her in WWE wouldn't have been impressed. But
No.
and I loved this match, and I thought, she put Alicia over with the win, regardless, And if you haven't seen it, check out Jordan Grace's Twitter feed because she's got footage of a backstage celebration from the whole.
Because it was a feel good moment for Alicia Edwards.
The whole Knockouts division got together with a bottle of champagne and just sprayed it over Alicia Edwards when she came backstage from the match.
It was brilliant. Fair play to her.
You see her daughter and Eddie Edwards there. It's such a great moment. That's one of the things I love about the Knockouts division. It's all, and the whole roster.
They're tight, mate.
They're a huge tight unit, and
love it. I love
that.
it. No,
that added more to the match as well.
Let's have a look in the chat. Let's see what people think about this one. So we've got Paul thinks it's 2 stars because he can't take Alicia seriously. We got 3.5 stars. Really good match from Anna. Norbert 2 stars. Barry 1.5. I'm sorry, this was definitely not worse than the opening Angels and whatever his name was match. That was worse. And Anna agrees with you. That's interesting. Bonkers is going 3 stars. Barry also forgot about the glow sticks being chucked. He said I'm going to give the crowd 5 stars. Yeah, the crowd were proper going for it.
The crowd was so into this match as well.
This was the big match. Like in terms of the crowd, they love this match. They love Trinity, and I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, she's definitely putting bums in seats.
Yeah,
a lot of people were there for Trinity, and
unless you're really pissed off the whole crowd by insulting New York, and they're going Boston sucks, but Eddie Edwards is giving Eddie Edwards' introduction for Alicia Edwards before he stopped Penza from talking, took the mic and just went on insulting Boston, and that was brilliant.
But now you can see. But now you can see why they put this match together.
Yeah,
that's exactly why they did it, and that's exactly what happened.
We've also got Tracy Brooks and Frankie Kazarian coming out, so we got a reminder of what's coming tomorrow.
Exactly, exactly. So there's a lot going on there, and I think this worked really well. Slowpoke is saying that every person that leaves Impact always say the locker room is fantastic. That is not said about everywhere. Certainly isn't. That's why I'm always surprised when people leave. It's always about the money, I guess. Now, we then get informed the news about Mike Tenay and Don West will be inducted into the Impact Hall of Fame at BFG. We've kind of spoken about that already, so we don't need to talk about that anymore. Main event time, we get Josh Alexander versus Steve Macklin. This match had it all from start to finish. It was an awesome wrestling match with Macklin clearly going for the repaired shoulder of Josh Alexander, but Josh came back clearly back to his very best and really showing why he is a top guy in the promotion. Eventually hits a C4 Spike to get the 1-2-3. Josh Alexander beats Steve Macklin, and then of course Victory Road goes off air. Now I gave this match 4.5 stars. I thought that this match and Grace and Deanna Purrazzo were basically tied for the best matches of the night. It was a fantastic match, great match to end Victory Road. I just don't know what else to say, to be honest. It was hard for me because I'm a massive Steve Macklin mark. I love Steve Macklin, but I also love Josh Alexander, and I kind of didn't know who I wanted to win really. But it's going to be interesting where Steve Macklin goes from here. Because he's finally got the match and he's lost. Yeah,
Josh Alexander he's already said he's going for the world title now. This to me was a 4.5 star match. Like you, I half expected Steve Macklin to win. Just carry on rubbing in the. I know Josh lost his match the night before. Yeah. But PCO got pinned by Bully Ray. and you know, and Macklin getting one over on Josh again would be a great way to just to build towards a triple threat at Bound for Glory between Macklin, Josh, and Alex Shelley, because we all know we want a triple threat at Bound for Glory at least, you know. But Josh looks incredible. Is doing amazing work. His shoulder is 100%, and Macklin is looking fantastic after that groin injury too. You know, they both put a hell of a lot on the line in this match. Both were still a bit.
I think it's amazing. I have to say, I think it's amazing. They knew exactly what they were doing. They you know, they got Macklin going for the shoulder, which of course he was going to do. He was going to do that. You know, like most of the match, it looked like Josh was fighting with one arm. You know, he did a great job selling all of that stuff. It was hard hitting. There was a good story. At times it was fast. There was outside the ring. There was inside. It was just a fantastic combination of everything you would expect from a main event, hard hitting heavyweight, you know, match, wasn't it? It just Definitely. It had everything. It had everything you want. You know, it really did. It had everything you want. Anything. If you're a wrestling fan, this match in reality had everything you needed to enjoy a wrestling match. Anna's saying that she wished that Macklin had won. What else have we got? We've got 4.5 stars from Paul giving this one. We got 4.5 stars from Norbert. We got 4 stars from Barry. Oh, that's right. It was his tricep, not his shoulder. You're right. It was his tricep. So that was what he was trying to do. He was going for his arm. Let's put it that way. So bottom line is that, you know, we knew exactly what was going down. He was definitely going for the you know, the repaired tricep, etc. through the match. But as I said, I think this was a fantastic match. Definitely, you know, main event worthy. Loved it, and it seems everybody else loved it too, which is good. Yeah, now, guys.
Definitely main event worthy. No other match would have worked as the main event.
No,
and you know, this rivalry was building for over a year. Like Tom Hannafin said, we were supposed to get this rebellion. You know, I can see them locking horns again before Bound for Glory when they both really are fully at 100% and raring to go. You know, this is like just the beginning. We're going to see Macklin and Josh clash again.
It's just amazing seeing both of these back, you know, both of these guys back after their injuries.
Yeah.
You know, filling that roster back up again of badasses. You know, I love it. I'm down for both of these guys. I love them. Bonkers is saying it was a 4-star match for him. So, you know, the bottom line was we've had some good matches, and we had a couple of, you know, not so great ones, but we had some great matches tonight.
Yeah.
Something
was always missing when Josh and Macklin weren't there. You know, something always felt missing when Josh and Macklin weren't there on the nights. You know, when we even talked about it when after Josh got injured. No, it just didn't. It's not the same without the walking weapon there. It's not the same without Macklin there. I know they're both.
He's the face. He's the face of the company, and they built him that way. And like you say, always the same. When the face of the company isn't there, it suddenly it's not the same. So, but he's back now. And so's Macklin. I think we're going to see some incredible matches over the next couple of months or so, leading up to Bound for Glory. And I'm excited for it. And I cannot wait for the UK tour. We've seen it, Moose and Josh, and you know, and just
Diana Price has been added to it.
Yeah,
the
only one I find a bit odd was that Macklin put out a tweet saying that he had some dates free. So 2 of the dates was the 27th and 28th of October. So I'm like, okay. So you're obviously not coming to the UK then, which is a shame because Macklin was one of the guys I really wanted to see. Yeah. But it is what it is. You know, they can't bring everybody. But guys, listen, before we go on, we need you guys to hit that thumbs up button. And of course, we need you to subscribe to share the show. To help us moving up the rankings and get as many people watching us as possible. Paul's saying he hopes MK Ultra are coming.
If MK Ultra come there, it's going to make me not being able to go even harder. But I really do hope they go because
I'll send you some footage.
It's heartbreaking not being there to meet Gianna Prazo. and say
Yeah,
and thank her for that interview she did with me a couple of years ago, face to face. That's something I want to do, is to
that's it.
personally thank her for that, because that was incredible.
It's just awesome. Mir Nissim Odarg is coming. That's true.
Yeah.
Millie McKenzie's still a free agent. Antonio, Impact Wrestling this week will be longer on Access TV. That's right. We discussed that earlier. That's true. It's going to be a little bit longer.
I hope we see Ashley Vega in Glasgow as well. That's someone I'd like to see come on.
That would be cool. Right. Okay. Digital media exclusive match of the week: Dirty Dango, Diener, and Con versus Sammy, Richard, Jake something. I've not seen it. I assume it was one that was taped at the last set of tapings. I will go and check it out. We've got nothing announced for BTI.
It was the match before the whole Victory Road show kicked off. So it was as people were coming in.
Oh,
it's
okay.
a decent match. But Bravo and Dango, they really riled the crowd up with a fucking hilarious promo. that was probably the biggest highlight of the whole match. The match itself was about 8 minutes long. It was pretty short, but it was a nice opener as the fans are getting ready for the countdown show.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go and check it out. I'm gonna go and check it out.
If you want to see Bravo and Dango piss off New York, then go and check this out. It's bloody that was funny just on its own. That was just that should have been a video on its own.
Well, we do love a bit of old school, heat for pissing off crowds. We do like that. We do like that. We've got nothing in the moment for BTI, so I'm looking forward to seeing what that's going to be. And then we've got Impact Wrestling 1000th episode 1, as it's going to be over 2.
2 weeks is going to be so freaking good.
Going to be great. We've got Team 3D in action for the first time in 7 years. Interesting stuff. Looking forward to that. Devon, come on, son. We've got Eddie, Alicia Edwards versus Kaz, and of course, Knockouts legend Tracy Brooks. We've been waiting for this one, haven't we, Joe? We've been talking about this for a long time. We knew it was coming, and it's going to happen. We've got Leo Rush versus Chris Sabin in an X Division title match.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. Mir's saying that the BTI match is Kalen King versus Jody Threat.
That's going to be pretty good. They were the two Alicia eliminated last. So to correct myself from a couple of weeks ago, they were the two Alicia Edwards eliminated in the Battle Royal.
That's right. So I'm looking forward to that. That should be good. We then got the return of Feast or Fired. Now, no spoilers. We don't want to hear anything. So if anybody knows anything, let's not put it in the chat. Thank you very much. And we're also going to hear from Josh Alexander. So I guess he's going to start talking about he wants the world title and all that kind of stuff. So, and he's probably going to big up, the last 20 years of Impact Wrestling, I guess, or the last, 999 episodes.
Yeah,
I guess something along those sort of lines. So that should be really good. So we've got a proper yep. So we got a pretty stacked show. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, no spoilers. We're not going to say too much. But guys, that's all we have time for this week. But don't forget to tune in to the TNI Impact review show tomorrow night live on YouTube and Twitch directly after Impact as aired on Access TV, Fight Network in Canada, Impact Plus, and of course YouTube Insiders. Please don't forget to head over to TNI Patreon for exclusive extra content when you sign up, and of course join our Discord where we pretty much talk about everything Impact Wrestling related or Impact in general. All TNI shows are available to all of you Listen on the Go fans as audio only via SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to your favorite shows. Where can we find you, of course, Joe, on the socials?
God, you can find me on Twitter at Joeker Empty Space. You can jump onto Facebook or Twitter, look for #Empty Space, #Enter the Void, or if you fancy to tickle your taste buds and your sense of humor, look for #Daily. You got #Daily Giggle. But approach it with an open mind, and you just might keep your sanity.
And if you're interested in finding out a little bit more about, of course, your Lord and Master Bison, you can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Lord Bison 45. Come and give me a follow, guys. I talk about Impact Wrestling. I talk about wrestling. You might, get loads of stuff with regards to interviews and different bits and bobs that I put out from time to time. But yeah, come and give me a follow. And also, of course, make sure that you follow at We Talk Impact on all social media platforms with the same thing, at We Talk Impact, whether that be X, formerly known as Twitter, whether that be Facebook, whether that be the Internet, basically wherever you find social media, you will find Total Non-Stop Impact at We Talk Impact. Go check it out. Please take the time to help us out moving up the rankings on YouTube by giving us a thumbs up. And if you're new to us and you like what you see, then please consider hitting that subscribe button. And don't forget, guys, to give the bell a tickle, a squeeze, or, of course, a smash to never miss any of the TNI UK and US teams. Great content coming out each and every week. With all that said, I have been your host, Bison, and he has been the man coming to you from the void, the Joker. This has been episode 150 of Impacted. Take care, guys.
Take care, guys.
I can't hold this freeze any longer. All that time, all that setup. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Take care, guys.
Take care, guys.
Boom.
We're Bison!